Hey guys, so yeah, I'm not using the external mic, this big boy or the other one that I put on top, but I'm using the tripod. I'm not using one of those. I'm just using the internal mic to talk about this because I felt like it was something I wanted to talk about, mainly for the fact that it seems that because we've all of us, including myself, have talked about copyright and how we believe, what we do sometimes with our content isn't fair use. Well, sometimes that doesn't seem to be the case, and sometimes, um, you know, even the littlest of things can affect us. Even the littlest of things can affect us. For example, basically, just Alyx did a video yesterday called "The Best of Max Caster Raps Reaction Video," where he was reacting to the best of Max Caster's raps from AEW. Max Caster, of course, is part of the tag team The Acclaimed. So, yeah, he uploaded that, and I don't know if it was almost immediately or a little afterwards, but his video, according to what he said on Twitter, got slapped with a copyright claim from AEW. He states that the reaction video, follows all fair use laws, including commentary and no footage. Now, he's hoping that Tony Khan sees this and that someone at AEW can remove it because he'd hate to delete the video. And everybody that's been supporting him has been tagging not just Tony Khan, but also tagging Aubrey Edwards, who apparently is also in charge of this, in charge of like the claims and all that. He goes on to state about 3 to 4 hours ago, or 2 to 4 hours ago, he states that those who can please retweet and tag Tony until he responds. He'd really hate to take this video down because it's one of his best reaction videos to date. So he's asking those who can to please retweet and tag Tony Khan until he responds, because he'd really hate to take this video down because it's one of his best. He also follows that up about 2 hours ago by saying that due to the claim, he had to temporarily remove the entire reaction portion of the video, and he's hoping Tony Khan or someone, maybe Aubrey Edwards, in AEW can remove the claim, allowing him to repost the video in its original format. He does state that if nothing happens within the next 46 to 45 hours, because I'm recording this right now at 12:49 in the morning, he will delete the video. The video will be gone. There's a lot of people that have there are some people that have come to his defense. They have retweeted AEW and Tony Khan, and I think even Max Caster they've retweeted as well. They've retweeted this too. Let's see. Other people that have come to his support are Firestar Heart, JD, and a few others. Now, some people are kind of confused a little bit and curious as to what's going on. Like Tyrell 8301, points out, basically brings up that based on the screen caps or the screenshots, there's no channel impact, and the video is still able to be watched worldwide. Is the video blocked? If the video isn't blocked, the copyright claim just means you can't make money from it, but it's still viewable, and that is indeed true. But you see, a lot of folks, like Alyx, like JD, like Linkara, and several others, they depend on monetization of the YouTube videos on the YouTube channel to make a living. And thus, if one of the videos that they know is going to get a lot of views, which results in a lot of money coming their way, is claimed, and that money that they feel in fair use is rightfully theirs goes to the claimer that's copyrighting them, then that's money out of their pocket that they could use for other things, like to improve the brand, help out with help out with their families, pay bills, groceries, you name it. So yeah, basically, even though it's still viewable, it's about the money. It's about, hey, this is part of me making a living, off of this. Now others, like Jared Cersei at Cersei306 states that quite honestly, this is quite honestly, this is Jared Cersei at Cersei306 on Twitter. He states, and I quote, "Quite honestly, this is the type of thing that needs to be out there and for people to do reactions on, especially with a young brand trying to reach young people, more, not less." Now, another person from at Tap Out Podcast, called Off the Script, not JD's Off the Script, but it's called at Tap Out Podcast, states that Tony Khan will take away. Well, okay, this is what Off the Script at Tap Out Podcast said 2 hours ago, around the same time that Alyx put in the last tweet saying that if nothing happens within the next 46 hours, he's going to have to delete the video. But this is what Off Script at Tap Out Podcast replied to. This is what they said, and I quote, "Tony Khan will take your channel away from you for reproducing AEW content without AEW permission. I should know because he did it to me, and I lost my entire channel of it. I know it's stupid, but Tony Khan doesn't put up with that, and he will nail you for it." So basically, at Tap Out Podcast, stating from experience to Alyx, or telling Alyx from experience, that yeah, you could do reaction videos all you want, even with the audio, which apparently this was, utilizing instead of footage, and it won't matter to Tony Khan because if he hears even audio from his AEW product, he's going to claim it, and that is true. That is indeed true. There's a lot of things that people have reacted to. There's a lot of things that people have reacted to, basically by just filming themselves and just allowing the audio to play in the background while they're reacting to what the audio is from. And that still will get you claimed. That will still get you cut off. Good examples basically are WWE. WWE has done this many times to Alyx and many times to other people that have done, let's say, Royal Rumble reaction videos. They will take them down. They will take them down because, hey, you don't have the permission to, in their minds, to do a reaction video, even if you're just filming yourself and the audio, is the only thing that's being heard, and your vocalness is overlapping, your commentary is overlapping that audio. So yeah, there's there's a lot of examples out there of this happening. Because what it is we live in a time to where nowadays, if you want to use somebody's property, whether it's just audio from a video or whatever, you have to go through all the crazy channels just to make that happen. I mean, this is why when I do a lot of my fan vids or my PMVs, pony music videos, whatever you want to call them, or my AMVs, animated anime music videos, basically, anytime I do them, some of the songs that I do use, I'm fortunate don't get claimed because they're public domain. That's the thing, like Forever Young, from Care Bears 2, Care Bears The New Generation. Or there's a few that's like, Give Your Love to Me from the Chattanooga Cats. These are public domain songs that really don't have any issue whatsoever or any true major effect on what I'm doing. So, people like Warner Brothers, and whoever owns the Care Bears, property, they don't really care because nobody's going to come out and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, oh, that's our song, and, we're going to do this. Those kind of things are not in those categories because they're not a trending song, or they're not a trending brand, if you will. AEW, however, is. anytime something is new, trending, and people are behind it and stuff, even if you use the audio from it, that will still get you claimed. As much as you might say, hey, I'm doing all this in fair use, and you can even put a disclaimer in your description, and even before your video, this is all in fair use, it's still not going to be enough, because basically what you're doing is you're using material from something that's hot and trending right now, and until that hot and trendness, that hotness and trendness, goes public domain, if you will, then there's no way you're going to be able to use it. Now, unless Max Caster comes out and copyrights his raps and makes them public domain, then yeah, there's nothing Tony Khan can do. There's nothing Tony Khan can do, but basically, right now, because it's under Tony Khan's watch and it's part of his property, part of his copyrighted material, yeah, anytime somebody tries to react to something like let's say craziest dives in AEW, and they put lines in the image and all that just to try to find a way around the copyright issue, or even if they just listen to the audio and they're just filming themselves reacting, nowadays, a lot of companies, a lot of promotions, brands are getting wise to a lot of people's tactics. You can reverse, heck, you can even try to reverse the image, if you will. Where basically certain things are on the other side when they shouldn't be. Like some of my videos that I've done when I'm with my camera, my phone camera that is, when I'm filming myself like with this, something like this on this end is over here. Okay? So, you can flip the video and try to make that happen, but still, like I said, there's a lot of brands, promotions, and companies, labels, and all that are getting wise to that stuff. They're getting wise to it, and it's getting harder and harder to find a way around it. Now, true, things like what's going on with Alyx right now, what's going on with his situation, that might get resolved. Tony Khan and Aubrey Edwards might might say to themselves, hey, he's not doing any harm, he's following all the procedures, we'll let this one fly. But, again, we live in a time and an era where that's a little bit more difficult than usual. Tony Khan is running a company right now that's, 3 years old, basically, going to be 3 years old officially in August, or 4 years old, depending how you look at it. He's, running a product to where basically he wants all eyes on it only and not elsewhere. Like, he doesn't mind people reviewing his pay-per-views or his weekly shows and all that. He doesn't mind that. He doesn't mind if someone shares uses some clips here and there very creatively when they're reviewing the show, like Brian Zane does with Wrestling with Regret. But, when it comes to certain things like reacting to a rap, even if it's just audio, by Max Caster, who's been known to be very controversial, that's another thing. Because, he doesn't want any more, because of what Max Caster did in the past, with his raps, controversially, some of them which landed him in trouble. Yeah, I don't think Tony Khan wants that out there. He doesn't want that out there until things kind of cool down a little bit, in the future. The point that I'm getting at is, look, I see nothing wrong with what Alyx did. One of the things I like about him is his reaction videos. Heck, one of the videos I like to go back and watch is his unlisted reaction to Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage. And I enjoy it. Everybody that's watched it enjoyed it. Just to see how how squeamish he can get with that kind of a match. So I have nothing against what he did. The problem, though, is I think what he was reacting to is something that I think, honestly, Tony Khan doesn't have a problem with. Truthfully, I don't think Tony Khan has a problem with, I should say. Let me correct myself there. But I don't think Tony Khan has a problem with. But because of Max Caster's reputation of being very controversial with his raps, I think that's what played into the copyright claim. Because of the fact that, like I said, Max Caster is known to get, basically make Tony Khan look bad sometimes, unbeknownst to Tony Khan when he lets him rap. So he doesn't want to take a chance with that getting, out there, even if it's a fair use of, the content through audio portions, for a reaction video. So, so honestly, again, like I said, I have nothing against what Alyx did. I really don't. Now, like I said earlier, some people have usually not earlier, but okay, let me rewind. But like I said, basically, like I mentioned earlier, some people have come to his defense. One person that's come to his defense is JD from NY206. And JD says, hey, at Ref Aubrey, that being referee Aubrey Edwards of AEW, he says, I usually don't tag anyone on here, but a fellow content creator needs help with a video being claimed on YouTube. He tagged Tony Khan in it, but is there any way you can lead him in the right direction here? Thank you very much. So what he's doing is not just tagging Tony Khan in AEW, but he's also and Max Caster, but he's also tagging, I should say, Aubrey Edwards, who's known to work in other departments for All Elite Wrestling. Besides being a referee. So, that's a good thing that that's a good, start right there, or a good, next step that JD's taking to help Alyx out. Because, again, even he sees there's no harm in this. There is no harm, this is the, basically, I'm sorry, I do apologize. My mom's talking to my sister on the speakerphone. But anyway, like I said, even he sees that there's, no issue here, or there shouldn't be an issue here with the copyright claim, with this being copyrighted, because all it is an audio reaction, not audio, but a reaction video to audio from a video that's not being shown, from footage that's not being shown, but it's just the audio. So hopefully Alyx will get it fixed and taken care of, and he won't have to delete the entire thing within the next 45 hours. But yeah, it shows you that even in this day and age, an up-and-coming company that's trending, that's hot and everything, and hip and everything, with an audience like AEW is, and the same goes with other properties out there, wrestling, sports, MMA, entertainment, movies, cartoons, whatever. It shows you that even if you're reacting, to it, and you're only viewing yourself, if you will, you're only viewing yourself most of the time, then that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I look at Bronies React, and they've been reacting for years and years and years. And yeah, they use footage in the reaction videos, but here's the thing. They don't get in trouble for it because they're only showing little snippets here and there of, let's say, the New Generation movie, the 2017 movie, the Friendship is Magic series, and so on. And by using just little snippets here and there, and then mainly focusing on the reactors themselves, like AC Racebest, Silver Quill, what is that, Lost Narrator, Magpie Pony, by just focusing on them, there's no issue. Hasbro, who else? Hasbro, Boulder Media, DHX, they don't see any issue because, yeah, they're showing snippets here and there, but it's not that big of a deal. What they're doing is they're noticing that all these reactors are doing is helping the product. And that's what this one person said previously earlier. This is what basically He said, that's what this one person said earlier. If I can get back to it, this is what Jared Cersei said. Cersei at Cersei 306 said. He said, quite honestly, this is the type of thing that needs to be out there and for people to do reactions on, especially with a young brand trying to reach young people more, no, not less. And that's true. This is something that Tony Khan shouldn't be against, because the more people react to it, the more it gets newer people that are wondering, okay, what's the big deal about AEW? Why do people consider it hot and trendy and one of the best things out there in sports entertainment, pro wrestling? This will get them to tune in to see exactly what people are talking about and potentially become a fan. That is why you have Bronies, things like Bronies React doing what they do. Because they know there's they know there are people out there that are still curious, even to this day, why, adults like myself are fans of it. And by watching a reaction video of them reacting to the New Generation movie, the 2017 movie, and so on, not only is it showing their love for the franchise and for these characters and these shows and these movies, but it's also opening the door for newer potential fans to come in and give it a shot. And that's why, again, like JD and many others, I don't see a problem with it. I don't. Now, I do understand what at Tap Out Podcast on Twitter is saying, that Tony Khan is the kind of may seem like the kind of person that will take away your channel for reproducing AEW content without permission. And that he, from experience, knows this because Tony Khan did it to me, and he's lost his entire channel because of it. He does understand it's stupid, because he does agree. By acknowledging that it is stupid, he's agreeing that yes, this is something that should be out there without a problem, so that it can help expand Tony Khan's brand. But he says Tony Khan doesn't put up with that, and he will nail you for it. In other words, even though Tony Khan knows, even though what he's acknowledging and others are acknowledging is that Tony Khan should realize and acknowledge himself that this will help expand the brand even more so, that he's the kind that Tony Khan, when he gets down to it, is the kind of person that will not put up with somebody doing a reaction video without his consent. And it does kind of tie into something else. Remember about the whole interview deal? How they're telling the world that now if you want an interview with an AEW talent, that you got to go through certain channels now? That's preventing just an interview from happening like that with without a hitch. It's similar to that. And yeah, it's stupid, but again, I think what's going on here is Tony Khan is looking at the fact that he has this young company, on the thrive of greatness. If the momentum keeps up with them and the support they, keep getting continues to grow, that he doesn't want to chance someone from the outside, doing something like a reaction video or saying something negative in a video with using footage, audio, or visually, that could, cause people to turn on him. Turn on him and his company, and he would lose that support. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want, potential future AEW talent to not consider AEW as an option if somebody's out there giving a negative response, to an audio from a episode of Dynamite, of a promo or something that a superstar did, or visual, or reaction to a visual representation of, let's say, said promo off Dynamite. He doesn't want to risk that chance. He doesn't want to risk it, period. And, it's great. And again, like Tap Out Podcast says, yeah, it's stupid, but, he doesn't want to put up with all the BS that will come from potential negative reactions, and he will nail people for it. Now, some might say, well, off script's just bitter and all that because it happened to him. Maybe, but, again, if he's someone that's dealt with it from experience, bitter or not, what it sounds like he's saying is, hey, I understand where you're coming from, Alyx. Because he says he knows it's stupid, and basically saying he understands and relates to where Alyx is coming from, but that Alyx needs to be more careful about this kind of stuff. Which is why I think a lot of people are going over to VENMO, not VENMO, but to VENMO. They're going over to that. They're going over to Twitch. Heck, they're going even over to TikTok and BitChute, because they know these are other outlets that without any you know, potential copyright issues, they'll be able to be more free on. They'll be able to be more, you know, be more loose to do the kind of videos they want, say what they want to say. So again, you know, I understand where Alyx is coming from, and you know, I read all these and all that, and I understand what everybody's talking about too. Like one person saying that even though even though it's not blocked and it's still viewable, the only disadvantage is you can't make money. That's fine. Again, what that person has to understand is guys like Alyx and JD and others make a living off this, make a primary living off of this, which is why they need money to come into these videos. They don't need the money to go elsewhere, you know, because they know what they're doing is right and not wrong. They know that. So hopefully, again, Alyx will get this straightened out, and hopefully, like I say, he'll get this straightened out, and we won't have to deal with something like this ever again. Because here's the thing, Tony Khan needs to understand if he wants, because again, what I'm trying to say is what Tony Khan has to understand is if he really wants this brand to take off and expand and be the next big thing in professional wrestling, sports entertainment, he needs to be the next phenomenon, if you will. He needs to let these kind of things go through, allow them to happen, because again, just like with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, it took reaction videos by people like Bronies React and many others that got the fandom up to what it is today, and got people to even take a chance on Generation 5, which has paid off tremendously. But I understand where he's coming from, and Alyx, if you're watching this, I know this video has been going long for a while. I do apologize, but I hope you get your video up, man. I really do. I pray and hope you get it figured out. And I hope Tony Khan wakes up and realizes that this doesn't hurt his brand, it helps it. So, all the luck to you, man. Keeping you in my prayers to hopefully you'll get this figured out so you don't have to delete the video. And until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Again, support Alyx. Go to his Twitter at JustAlyxCentral. Retweet this video. Retweet his Twitter, if you will. Do that. Help him out. You'd be greatly appreciated for him and for anybody else that in the future potentially wants to do this, because again, Tony Khan has to realize it's not going to hurt his company. It's not going to hurt AEW. It's going to help it. And that's it. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys, down below. Comment if you like in the live chat. Super chats and super stickers will be enabled in the live chat during the premiere. Super thanks afterwards. As well as you can check me out at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2, Cash App at BWRoses98, Patreon.com at BWRoses, TikTok at BWRoses, and at my Teespring store as well. Also support and help out Alyx expand his brand at Alyx's World at Just Alyx here on YouTube. But yeah, guys, this is something that does need to be, this is an issue that needs to be addressed, not just with AEW, but anybody else that wants to, get their brand expanded and looked upon and supported. They need to stop doing this, and they need to allow people that react and do reviews and whatever to go forward and help that brand that they even want to see grow get bigger. So until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I am out. And Alyx, I hope you get your video back.